So I have many questions for you, similar to maybe the many questions that you had prior to saying yes to this opportunity. I hear that you had quite a few questions once you came across the script. Like, what was it that really piqued your curiosity so much once you read your story, your character's story?
Well, I didn't know where they were going with it. You know, it could be very much a one-trick pony. This idea of like, okay, so you have this work life and you have this outside life, but you can't remember anything. That's a little thin. It's got to be, you know, have a little deeper thing to explore. But every time I'd ask them a question, they'd answer it, but then they'd say things that would give me another 100 questions. And in old school TV, they do answer everything for you over and over again. There's actually a concept that in, like, for a 1 hour thing, in the second half hour, a lot of more people join back in and they haven't seen the first half. So in that old world TV way, they're going to tell you everything they already showed you in the first half hour and bring it back into the second half hour. And I loved that this show wasn't like that. Like, there are questions that you are grappling with all season, and maybe even they're not answered at the end of the season. But in life, we are grappling with things that we don't have answers to.
Very true. And your character, Mrs. Cobel, in what ways do you feel like you can personally relate to her?
I feel like she is a very hard worker. I feel like she believes in the community vision, even if I don't agree with her vision. You know, she is willing to work for the company, work very hard. I think she's built her own way. She's been successful in her own right, and I feel like that's my case as well. So I think she feels very maternal towards Mark. I feel very maternal towards my coworkers.
And I hear, because I've done a little bit of research on you, of course, specifically for this project, the cult relativity involved with this series. Were you already knowledgeable about cults? Like, did it, like, move you, sway you to do a deeper dive, like more research to learn more and more about cults?
I've always been very interested in cults and watched every documentary, but it's well beyond cults, really, because it's like corporations. You could argue that they're cults. I mean, there's a lot about the corporate structure and the corporatocracy of the world. Also, that's a big part of this. But as much as it is corporations or cults, it's also armies or military, the way that those structures are, the different echelons. I was thinking yesterday about, like, the way drill sergeants are allowed to communicate a certain way of power and the language that they use, and that's normal and expected and needed in that placement. So it's prison complexes, it's military structures, it's corporate structures, it's religious structures. So looking at taking information from a lot of those different structures and putting them together.
And before I let you go, I feel like I can stand here and talk with you all day. What percentage of your life in reality is work involved?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, because what kind of work? I also do a lot of charity work, or I do a lot of humanitarian work, but that's also work.
Yeah.
I'm honestly happiest probably when I'm playing with my friends or my kids, or when I'm making art, physical art. Like, you know, arts and crafts or something like that, yeah. But the majority of my life, I do think I use it as a distraction to constantly work. But also, I am interested in a lot of things. And I feel like life is short, and I'm having a lot of opportunities, so I do use all my time.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.